Hello everyone. I welcome you all in this UPSC CSAT complete lecture series. Today we are going to start a new reasoning topic and that is very easy. If you know the right approach of this topic, you will solve the question within seconds. Okay. So the topic is comparison. Okay. And one more thing. This is comparison. And the inequality topic is that is different thing. Okay, whenever if there is a question from inequality, maybe if there is a question, so don't try to solve the questions with this approach. You may get wrong from this approach. Okay, so when you solve the question from comparison, you will understand like which question is comparison, which question is inequalities, right? Fine. So, what is the main approach of this question? See, I will not say any exaggeration. Okay, I will not do any exaggeration. Just the to the point I will tell you, and if you follow that thing, I guaranteed like you will solve the questions within seconds. Trust me for this topic. Okay. So, see, one is vertical representation, one is horizontal representation. You know what is vertical representation, what is horizontal representation? I mean the words vertical and horizontal. Vertical means like this one, like few person or whatever things are given, you have to represent like this one. This is vertical and this is horizontal. Okay, so actually we have to represent in this form, in vertical form. Whatever data is given, whatever the statements is given, we have to follow that one, and based on that we have to represent in vertical form. Okay, and by representing the last statement you will get the answer. Just representing the last statement you will get the answer automatically. Okay, so let's begin with the PYQs. You will understand like what I am trying to say. Okay, fine. So this question is from UPSC 2020. Okay, so you can see like there are three statements and there is a one question, and based on that we have to solve the question. Okay, I mean we have to understand like which option is correct, right? So just go through the statements. Like in statement 1 is C is younger than D but older than A and B. Second is D is the oldest, then A is older than B. Okay, let's represent this one. Like in statement 1 is C is younger than D. C is younger, I have told you you have to represent in vertical form. C is younger than D. Like D is the oldest, I mean, older than C. Okay, but older than A and B. Who is older than A and B? That's C. C is younger than D but older than A and B. That means A and B should be here. We don't know the order of A and B. Right? D is the oldest. Okay, we have represented this one. A is older than B. That means we can say D, C, and A and B. Now, our question is who among A, B, C, D is the youngest? So we got the answer like B is the youngest. Now, you can see the options are like S1 alone is sufficient, or S1 S2 is together sufficient, or S2 S3 is together sufficient, S1 S3 together are sufficient. So with this type of option, this is very confusing options. Okay, so you have to understand like which option if you eliminate you will get the answer. If you eliminate which options, still you will get the answer. Like if you eliminate the statement 1, are you getting the answer or not? Like C is younger than D. Like if you eliminate this one, okay, and second is D is oldest. D is oldest means we don't know about A B C D. Okay, D is oldest. let's see, D is oldest. Here is A, B, C. D is oldest. Okay, A is older than B. A is older than B. So we can say we don't know about the C, like A is older than B. We don't know about the C, like C is here or C is here. Okay, if you removing this one, I mean, yes, if you're removing the statement 1, are you getting, we are getting this one. Okay, that's why we have to understand like which statement is completely sufficient to answer the question. Okay, and if you follow this one, if you follow like S1 alone is sufficient, then we can't say like which one is youngest, A or B. So S1 alone is not sufficient. S1 S2, if you see S1 and S2 again, D is the oldest, it is given. Okay, again we don't know like which one is the youngest. S2 and S3, S2 and S3, this is about the this is about the, yes, this is about the S3 and S2. Okay, so again we are not getting that which one is youngest. Then last one, if you see S1 and S3, so S1 and S3 means what? If you remove this one S2, like D is the oldest, so we don't require like which one is oldest, we require like which one is youngest, right? So if you remove this one, like we don't require this one, like which one is oldest, so that means we are getting the answer, like we are getting the order of A and B. We require this one, we require the order of A and B. That's why when you get the this answer like this order, like A is older, B is the youngest, so we got the answer. So based on this we can say like S1 and S3 is our answer, is are sufficient to answer the question. See, I have explained this one, that's why it is taking time, but when you are solving this question by understanding this concept, you will answer within seconds. Okay, fine, got it. So next move to the next question. This is from UPSC 2020. Again the same thing, just read it. So there are two statements and okay, PQRS of phone number. Statement 1 is R is greater than P as well as O. Sorry, Q. R is greater than P as well as Q. Okay. So what we will write here? R is greater than P and Q. Okay, we don't know the order of P and Q, that's why we have represented like this one. Then S is not the largest one. Okay, so S can be anywhere, like below R, S can be anywhere, right? So now the question is, among four numbers P, Q, R, S, which one is the largest one? Okay, now look at this one. It is given like P is greater than, R is greater than P as well as Q. We have represented this one, and S is not the largest one. Not the largest one means it should be below R. Okay, now we got the answer like which one is the largest one. Okay, which one is the largest one? This is the R. Okay, see, in UPSC they did not ask the question like which one is the largest, which one is the smallest or youngest, like they did not ask this one. They just ask like by which statement we are getting the answer, like this one. This is very distinct options. Okay, so you have to understand like just getting the answer is not everything. You have to understand the options also. Okay, Now it is given like S1 alone is sufficient or S2 is alone sufficient, then S1 S2 together are sufficient, but neither S1 alone nor S2 alone is sufficient. Last one is S1 and S2 together are not sufficient. Actually we got the answer, so this option is wrong. Okay, if you remove any option, like first statement is given like r is greater than p as well as q, about s it is not given. Okay, so s can be anywhere, s can be the largest one, s can be the smallest one, or anything, right? Second one is s is not the largest one. Okay, if I say out of p q r s, we can, it is given like s is not the largest one, right? That's fine, we can say s is below there, but which one is largest, p q or r? If you following only s2, can we say like which one is the largest one among PQR? No, we don't know like which one is largest. So you have to take help from S1, like a statement 1. Then only we can say like R is the largest one. That's why the answer will be like S1 and S2 together are sufficient to answer the question, but neither S1 alone or no S2 alone is sufficient to answer the question, right? So we have to combine both statements to get the answer. Got it? So this will be your answer. Any confusion? So we are getting this one, like how we are representing this one or how we are approaching this type of questions. Okay, if there is any doubt you can say. Okay, just logic, nothing else. Fine. So this is from UPSC 2020. So now move to next, I mean 2021. This is from UPSC 2021. So there are two statements again, and there is a question, and based on that same type of options is given. Okay, statement 1 is each of A and D is heavier than each of B, E and F. You are getting this one, each of A and D is heavier than each of B, E, F, but none of them is the heaviest, right? Okay, next one is A is heavier than D but lighter than C, and the question is who is the heaviest among A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so one thing, here you can see A, B, C, D, E, here you can see F also. Fine. So now try the statement 1. It is given like each of A and D is heavier than each of B, E and F. Okay, like we can say each of A and D, like this one is heavier than B, E, F, B, E, F. See, we don't know the order of B, E, F or A and D, that's why we have written like this one, we have represented like this one. Okay, next one is okay, one more thing, but none of them is heaviest, like all of them A, D, B, E, F, none of them is heaviest. Okay, so somebody is heaviest. Next the statement is A is heavier than D, A is heavier than D, like this one. Okay, and but is lighter than C, I mean A is lighter than C, like C should be here. Now here is B, E, F. Okay, so here do we require the lightest one? We require the heaviest one. Based on the question, it is given like which one is the heaviest. Okay, among A, B, C, D, E. Okay, so we are getting like which one is the heaviest? C. Okay, so now tell me, like with the help of statement 1, are we getting the answer? Because this is the statement 1. Okay, and it is clearly given like none of them is the heaviest. So based on the statement 1, we are not getting the answer. Okay, If you follow a statement 2 only, it is given like this one is given, only this one is given, like C is the heaviest among A, B, A, D and C. Okay, about the B and E, it is not given in statement 2, right? So we have to combine both equations, both statements we have to combine to get the answer. Okay, that's why we can say both statement 1 and 2 are required to answer the question. Okay, because if you remove any statements we are not getting the proper answer. Okay, proper representation. Got it? So representation is important. How you are representing the data, how you are presenting the order, it is important. So this is our real comparison. Okay, understood? Fine. So next question is, so this question is from UPSC 2022. Okay, same pattern. The question is given, two statements is given. Okay, so we have to follow this one. Like lectures, 6 lectures A, B, C, D, E, F, each of 1 hour duration are scheduled between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. Okay, there are 6 lectures, and okay, we have to arrange that one. So question is, which lecture is in the third period? Got it? Which lecture is in the third period? The statement 1 is lecture F is preceded by A and followed by C. Understood this one? Lecture F is preceded by A and followed by C. Next one is there is no lecture after lecture B. Okay. So we have to represent like this one. This should be your ascending order. Okay, this should be your ascending order. Okay, so first one is lecture F is preceded by A, so we can say A is first. Okay, right now just this one I am representing this one. A is, lecture F is preceded by A, lecture F is preceded by A and followed by C, lecture F is followed by C. Okay, this is our first representation. Second one is there is no lecture after lecture B. Okay, so there are 6 lectures, 3 lectures are there, 4, 5, and this is B. After B there is no lecture, so this should be our last lecture. Okay, so based on this one, based on this diagram we can say like this is our third lecture. But this one is correct representation or not? Because it is given like A is here, it is our representation of A, F and C. Okay, but it is given like A is the first lecture. No, so our second representation can be like first one is blank, about this one we don't know, second one about this one we don't know. Okay, then next will be A, F and C. About B is given like after B there will be no lectures, so this can be the order. Okay, now we have two representation, right? We have representation 1, we have representation 2. So in first representation we are getting the answer like C is our third lecture. From this representation we are getting like A is our third lecture. About this one, about this blank one, we don't require that one. Why? Because like we are getting only, the question is about the third lecture. Okay, so we don't require this one, so I'm just leaving this like this one. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is we are getting two answers. We are getting A as well as we are getting C. We are not getting the exact answer. Okay, So if you are not getting the exact answer, so how can we say like we are getting the answer? So that's why we can say like we are trying both statement together but we are not getting the answer. Okay, so both statement 1 and statement 2 are not sufficient to answer the question, so this will be your option, correct option. Is it clear? So whenever you are drawing like this one, whenever the data is incomplete like this one, okay, you can try the another representation. Okay, if possible, if possible, you can try the another representation. You will get the answer based on that one. Okay, don't be in a hurry, right? In examination you have to be in calm mind, so you have to solve very calmly so that you will not, I mean you will not do any wrong in the examination. Okay, are you getting this answer or not? Is there any confusion? I hope there is no confusion. Still, if you have any confusion, you can comment the doubt in the comment section. Fine. So moving to the next question. So this question is from UPSC 2023 and this is our last PYQ from this season. Okay, so again I am saying like which type of approach we are following here. There is no exaggeration about anything, just to the point. Whatever the method we are following, whatever the approach we are trying, that thing we are, I am saying just here. Okay, so just follow this one and I guarantee like you will solve the questions, you will get the answer easily. Okay, so here is the option, I mean statement is given, 5 statements are given, and how many statements given above are required to determine the oldest person or person. Okay, so you got two types of questions. One is, I mean same thing is given, like you have to find like which statement is required or not, like that we have to solve these questions. Okay, so understand like this one, like we don't require the answer but we have to understand like which statements are important. Okay, we have to understand that one, like if you remove that statement, still you are getting the answer. Okay, so just represent this one like A is older than B. How to represent this one? A is older than B, like this one, A is older than B. C and D are of same age, we can say C and D same age. Right now I'm not representing here, I will combine this with letter, and E is the youngest. Okay, so we can say E is the youngest, we will represent everything later on. Okay, E is the youngest. Okay, F is younger than D. Okay, F is younger than D, so we can say D is here, F is here, F is younger than D. Okay, then F is older than A, F is older than A. Got it? So we have this one, we have this data, this one, and this one. Now we can combine this, all this. So if you combine this one, like this is A, D, F, A, we can say here is B. Okay, this is D, so this should be C also, and E is here. E is the youngest one. So this is our actual representation about the how many person, A to F, A, B, C, D, E, F. Okay, all have represented here. Now required to determine the oldest person. Oldest person is which one? D or C? Okay, we are not getting the exact one, like we are getting the D and C both, right? That means here the option is, I mean the question is, we have to determine the oldest person or persons. Okay, this can be two person or one person. Here it is important to understand, like one person is not required here. It can be two person, it can be three person. So we are getting the two person in answer, so it should be D and C. Okay, now if you remove any statement, are you getting the answer or not? You have to understand this one. Okay, so let's try this one. So A is older than B. If you remove this one, okay, so clearly you can see like A is older than B. This statement is related, connected to this statement. Statement 5. Like F is older than B. Sorry, F is older than A. Okay. So if you remove this one, so we are not, we will, it will be difficult to understand like which one is older than A. It will difficult to represent this one. Okay, that means A and 1 and 5 is important. Okay, this one A, B, and this one is F is older than A, that one is important. Okay, next one is C and D are of same age. If you remove this one, if you remove this one, like which one is, C and D are of same age, this one, if you remove this one, so we will not get the data of C. Okay, about C, it is not given in any statement. Okay, so again we can say like this is required statement. Okay, now E is the youngest. If it is not given which one is youngest, so it can be in the oldest person, right? So this is also important, and F is younger than D. Okay, so again it is important, because if you don't know about which one F is younger than D or not, so we can see if it is not given, so it can be in the top position, right? So that's why we can say like all statements are important, equally important here, like all fives are important to get the answer. Understood? So which type of approach we are trying here? Every time, first try the answer based on the statement. First try to get the answer. If you are getting the answer, first, if you are not getting the answer, that's fine. Just say like we are not getting the answer. Okay, there will be option for that one, like you are not getting the answer, but always look at the answer. In maximum time you will get the answer, so try to get the answer. Fine. Next one, if you are actually getting the answer, you have to understand like if you remove which statement, still you are getting the answer, because every time this type of question they are asking from this topic comparison. Okay, so we have solved few questions, around 5 questions I have solved. Okay, so every time there is the same pattern, same approach. Okay, there is no exaggeration. So try this matters, try this approach, you will get the answer easily. Okay, if there is any doubt, you can say in the comment section. Till then, have a good day, and bye, all the best. Jai Hind.